Okay, so we've been in business for over 10 years now in exploration. We focused on our Destiny project in Quebec, built that up to 600,000 ounces. Recently in Quebec, we sold our Windfall East project for a little more than $1 million in cash and shares. In Ontario, we're exploring in and around the Beardmore Greenstone Belt, but today's talk will be about the Oxford Lake Banded Iron Formation gold deposit in Manitoba, which we're going to focus on. So access is very good in this part of the world. Winnipeg is way at the south end of Lake Winnipeg, but at Norway House at the north end, there's a winter road access, 120 kilometers to the property. There's ample power to the community of Oxford Lake, of Oxford House, and there's a series of gold deposits stretching from northeastern Manitoba into Ontario along the Stawoniman Fault Zone, which includes the very large Yamana Gold Monument Bay deposit. There's been some recent activity in the area around Knee Lake. Yamana is drilling its domain property, and Altius is in the area looking for diamonds. There's been a new discovery of diamonds there. So, as John alluded to, the Oxford Lake is along the Stawoniman Fault Zone, which has really been underexplored. It's 400 kilometers long, which is about the same size as the Abitibi Destra Porcupine Fault Zone and the Cadillac Larder Lake Break. There's 100 million ounces of gold in the Abitibi, and there's 5 million ounces with Monument Bay there and other deposits, and it's just a lack of exploration. So, I just want to show you the kind of scale that we have at Oxford Lake. We have 30 kilometers of banded iron formation, and in comparison to the banded iron formation deposits in Canada that are in production, past production, or in development, we're definitely in the right size area. We certainly have the potential to be one of those deposits. Musselwhite Gold Corp, that's 6 million ounces. Meadowbank, Meliadine, Agnico Eagle is producing and developing those mines. The Lupin deposit and Back River. So I'd like to just show a little comparison with the Back River deposit to Oxford Lake. Oxford Lake was discovered in 1990 by Noranda. 800,000 tons of 6-gram material in banded iron formation. We did a modest 3-hole drill program in 2012, and then the market fell out of bed, so the project got hibernated until now, and now we're going after it again. So the 800,000 tons that was discovered was at a grade of 6 grams. Well, Musselwhite, grade of 6 grams. Sabina's Back River deposit, grade of 6 grams. We just have to get the 800,000 tons up to 20 or 30 million tons. You know, small task, right? But the potential here is enormous. And I'll show you that later. But in comparison with Back River, here's the big issue. Only 14,000 meters have been drilled at Oxford Lake, whereas well over 250,000 meters at the Sabina's Back River deposit. The property area is about the same. We control 30 kilometers of really good exploration ground, but only 154,000 ounces have been found. Was when Sabina took it over in 2009, there was 2 million ounces. Well, why was that? During the 90s, it was lost in Noranda's vault. There was a lot of corporate stuff going on. It just got lost. Then they sold it to Newmont, and then Alto picked it up. So it really just never got explored. And during that same time period, Back River had Kinross, Miramar, and Dundee Precious Metals, drilling that deposit and getting 2 million ounces. So I think we have that same potential. We just have to drill, and it's just a lack of drilling. So here we are. This is the 30 kilometers of banded iron formation. Noranda drilled the Rusty Zone. Got 800,000 tons at 6 grams here. They moved the drill over 2 kilometers and put 3 drill holes in and found the Blue Jay Zone, 10 grams per ton over 2 meters. We drilled it and got 5.7 grams over 6.8 meters in multiple iron formation zones. I think if Noranda were to do it over again, they probably would have developed the Blue Jay Zone as opposed to Rusty. But before they left the country, they went over and they drilled 1 hole over here, 12 kilometers away, and got a gram of gold in 3 meters of iron formation within a 10 meter thick unit of iron formation. So it proves that this thing is auriferous over the full 30 kilometer trend. This is a gold district. This is a gold camp. We went out there this summer and did prospecting all along that iron formation zone, and much to our surprise, outcrop is very poor in this area, in the Carrot River area to the west. One of our prospectors worked really hard to dig deep and find some outcrop, and that outcrop came back with almost 3.5 grams of gold. It's a phenomenal result. And other prospecting results along this trend shows that this thing is gold bearing for 30 kilometers. So this is where I think we're going to start our drilling. This is the Blue Jay Zone. It's a cross section. So Noranda drilled 3 holes, and then we did a confirmation hole in 2012, just to see what kind of results were there. And three iron formations here, very complex. That's what you want to see in these deposits, complex structure. We got 6.7 grams over 2.7 meters in one iron formation, and 5.7 grams over 6.8 meters in another one there. Those are great results with intervals grading up to 22 grams a ton. So in the corner here, when you get pyrrhotite and little bits of arsenopyrite, you get the gold. So this is probably we're going to spend half our drill budget drilling this and proving up that there's more tons in this particular area. So the summer program, we spent $400,000 prospecting and mapping and really doing some good boots on the ground work. This January, mid-January, we're going to start drilling. And we'll be doing some geophysics in December. We'll start drilling in January. That's a budget of about $1.3 million. And then after that, after we prove up that there's some really, really good potential here, there's going to have to be a lot of drilling down the road to build this thing up to a 3 or 5 million ounce deposit, which this has potential for, as shown by comparable banded iron formation projects. The other half of our drilling will probably go into this area here. It's never been drilled, 12 kilometers of great exploration potential there. Our geologist and structural expert and geophysicist are picking targets out for this summer. So half the drill results will be, or half the drilling will be in that area. So we'll build up tons at Blue Jay, and the other half is going to be the the grassroots, checking out the huge potential that is there. So I cut my teeth in gold with Canamax Resources. We built 3 gold mines. 2 of them are still producing to this day. Mike Cozio is the man on the ground. Mike's here somewhere. You can stand up, Mike, or wave your hand. Come by the booth and talk to Mike. He's the guy on the ground. And he's a good hand. He's been in the Canadian Shield for all of his career. He knows gold, base metals, discovered the McIlvenna Bay deposit, which is being developed by Foran. And Laurie Curtis, well-known economic geologist. He's an advisor. He discovered Back River and actually has a very good understanding of these deposits, and he's helping us out. So you got to have a good team of guys, and I think we got that. So 49 million shares out, 64 with the warrants. That's a market cap of 3.4 million. We have 1.2 million in cash in the company. We have 33% of the stock is held by 3 funds that are really merchant banking funds. They're there to help us build this deposit, Oxford Lake, to the 3 to 5 million ounces that we think it can be. As John alluded to, we are completing a 7-cent unit financing. It's a 12-cent half warrant for 30 months. If there's any interest in the audience for that, come by our booth and we'll put you on the president's list. Okay. Well, thank you very much.